Hello and welcome to Amazing Africans, the documentary series spotlighting the inspiring and exceptional stories of Africans making impact here in the continent and around the world. I am Kelly Egiga, and today we're filming from the ancient city of Ibadan. And that's because we're here to meet with legendary filmmaker, director and producer Tunde Kelani. Well, TK for short, some will call him. Well, TK is in this city to screen his movie, his latest movie, I should say, Cordelia, at the Palace of the Olubado as his special guest. And that's why we are here. But first, we catch up with the legendary filmmaker TK in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Welcome to the show, everyone. Let's get things started. In the heart of southwestern Nigeria lies Abeokuta, a city of resilience, culture, and stories etched into every street and hillside. It is here, amid the hum of markets and the whispers of history, that a cinematic journey began for one of Nigeria's most celebrated filmmakers, Tunde Kelani.
Tunde, ṣó fẹ́ fi gbogbo ní ìkàwé ni? Jáde o.
Born in 1948, Tunde Kelani grew up in a community steeped in Yoruba traditions. From a young age, he was captivated by stories and tales told by elders, the rhythms of local festivals, and the vivid colors of everyday life. Nigerian legendary filmmaker, producer, director. It's such an absolute delight to get the opportunity to speak with you. Thank you so much for agreeing to share your story with us.
No, it's a pleasure. After all, it's Channels Television.
So, you have a career spanning more than 4 decades now. Your birthday as well is in the month of February, so we decided to come down as well to Abeokuta to just say happy birthday
in advance
to you.
Thank you. You are the first.
Yes. So, but let's begin with the fact that you were born in Lagos.
Yes.
But at 5 years old, you moved down here to Abeokuta.
I didn't move. My father just came here and threw me.
Your father
just brought me and threw me into the family compound.
Because I was going to ask who was behind that decision, and And why?
Let me tell you a story. On January 17, 1955, 400,000 children from communities throughout western region of Nigeria filed to school, the first free primary education. They went out to school for the first time, and I was one of them.
Wow.
So recently, about a month ago, Dawn, the development agency for western Nigeria, sent an invitation to me because they found out through Dr. Tunde Kelani that I was one of the first set of children who benefited from the free primary education at that time. So I went off to Ibadan. I was curious because I just wanted to see any one of us that was left and so on. But, well, unfortunately, I was the only one.
Wow.
And I met all other people in celebration. And there was a symposium going on, and I'm happy that I was part of it. So that's why my father, in 1955, just snatched me from my mother and threw me into the family compound. And at that time, I was 5 years. I thought I was 5 years old then, but I didn't start school until 2 years later. So he gave me 2 years to get acclimatized to the community and the environment, which was totally different from Lagos where I was born. I just roamed the whole environment because I found out that, well, I missed my mother not for too long because I found out there were volunteer mothers all over the place, So I didn't, after a while, I got used to it and I started to enjoy it because they all fed me oral tradition. They told me stories orally, and these are things I had never had. I couldn't imagine all my life. They had stayed in Lagos. And the environment was very friendly. We have the River Ogun. We are just about the bank of River Ogun. And there were streams. And then there were groves, banana grove, and a child could wander off, learn to catch crabs. You could make yourself a meal. You could never go hungry because the environment was very, very fertile, very productive, there's a lot of adventures, hunting, fishing, and of course, storytelling. But a few years later, I had started my primary education at the Okeono United Primary School. And this school is a beautiful place. We had a library, and we had a sports field. And our first few years of education was in the Yoruba language. In other words, we were taught other subjects in Yoruba language. Wow. And then English was added, later on and so on. So I think during the festivals, the Egungun Festival, there's quite a lot of colorful things going on, and the music, the drums, the people, the sight, the sound of the area. No, listen. I mean, these are what actually contributed to my development.
Paint a picture of who your father was to you and your mother.
Well, these are briefly, I left home at age 5, and after that, I was raised by my grandparents, my grandfather, the Balogun Vijay Kukudi Kelani Do, and I didn't return home because after my primary education, then I was admitted at the Abeokuta Grammar School. Here in Abeokuta again, I was in the boarding house. So I think by the time I returned to join my parents, I was already grown up. But of course, I spent the holidays with them, and these are people they are good people, I'm so proud of them and their character. But they were very poor, by all means, but they are decent people. And so my father worked with the United Africa Company, UAC, in Lagos. My mom wasn't educated formally, but she starts a trade. Before you know it, it becomes a shop, so she was industrious in a sense. That's why I got the USC scholarship for my secondary education.
Well, I mean, at 5, and I'm not sure what you remember, but were you happy about that decision?
No, I cried every night. You know,
I can imagine.
I miss my mom. I miss my mother a lot. And in time, in fact, I had to thank my father in later years for taking that decision, because that, you know,
it didn't make sense at 5, but over the years.
I didn't have any sense except that I wanted to be with my mother, you know. But later I now realized what he had done for me, because he, you know, threw me right into the Yoruba world, Yoruba culture at first glance. Not at first glance, I lived it completely. And that is today formed the backbone of my worldview for my storytelling.
And that leads me to my next question, Mr. Kelani.
You just say TK, don't be not that formal.
Well, I was going to get to that, because I was going to ask at what points did you get that name, that tag TK?
No, that was much later, when I was in the London Film School.
Okay.
No, instead of foreign students, because students came from all over the world, instead of murdering Tunde Kelani, they just said TK. In any case, we are all free and quite an informal workshop atmosphere. You know, that was the kind of training that I got.
And then you also went to secondary school as well here.
Well, my father had wanted me to actually, my father delayed me 1 year because he dreamt that I would go to government college in Ibadan, like Professor Wole Soyinka. Of course, I failed the examination twice.
I'm sure he was disappointed. Was he angry at you?
No, he wasn't, because I gained admission to many other secondary schools, but we picked the Abeokuta Grammar School. And it was very exciting because of the footprint left by the Kutis, Reverend Kuti, you know, and Madame, our mother, Funlayo Ransom Kuti, who I met later, because before I had a preparatory year to secondary school. So I attended Reverend Kuti Memorial evening classes. And my father took me to talk to Mama from Layo Ransom Kuti, because our area of Egusu, it was about 3 kilometers away, and my father wanted me to stay with her for 1 year, and I refused. You know, after the meeting, I was there, sitting down with Mama. Mama was very strict. You know, every time she would look at me and say, sit right, and I started, chest forward, chest forward. And then we would continue talking again, and I sleep back again. Mama corrected me again. And then they brought a child who had committed an offense. They already backed her and brought her. And Mama, without looking, opened her drawers, brought out a cane, gave the child, the boy, 3 strokes of cane, replaced it. My mind was made up. I said, no, I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to stay. But later, when I thought that I was growing, I was confident, I actually went to visit her before I left secondary school.
And so, staying with your secondary school background, you were introduced to the Yoruba cultures you've mentioned earlier on, but you had to read books by Amos Tutuola, the Palm Wine Drinkard, books by playwrights Robert Okunde, and all of that. Walk us through how those books and those materials shaped the person that you became.
It was very, very interesting because I started reading from my primary school. A few years after primary school, I could read Yoruba fluently. You see, when I came, everybody told me story orally, but now I was reading Diofagunwa's saga, the 5 books of Diofagunwa, reading it to my grandfather with the lantern at night. You know, so already, and if you read Diofagunwa, unfortunately, I think all Yoruba children should read Diofagunwa because
I didn't read that, but I read the palm wine
The
drink.
Forest of 1,000 Demons. It was translated by Professor Wole Soyinka.
Okay.
And if you read the English version of it, you'll be amazed at that Diofagunwa world. You know, it's amazing. You know, it's full of, you know, Diofagunwa was so rich. It's the adventurers of, you know, the other worldly characters in Diofagunwa world. There are 5 books. You know, I read all of them, particularly before I got into secondary school. So it was from that point was connected with other literature, other texts from other lands. So I got into Greek mythology, you know, and then apart from the regular textbooks, read by Baroness Oxy, the Scarlet Pimpernel, I was reading. And again, when you discover reading for pleasure, especially, your loneliness disappears. You are just in this your own world and so on. So that's where I started. And you could see easily, if you classify most of the films that I have made, about 8 of them or so are adapted from literary resource. So I sort of, it shaped me, you know, artistically. And the other side of it was the technology side of things, which I picked up. Got interested in photography, you know, from that point, more especially from my secondary school days, right from 1962, you know, where I actually purchased or bought my first camera, the Kodak 127. At that point, my journey...
Secondary school?
In secondary school, so my journey has started. So before I left secondary school, I bought Rapier Mark II, and then I had access to those Russian cameras, Zoki 3, Zoki 4, Zenith. And in my final year, I bought my first semi-SLR called the Halina 35X. So
all of these names sound really very strange to me. I wasn't even born then at all.
No, it was very interesting. We really discovered photography early in life. It became a hobby. And since I had spent so much money, invested my time and money, I think the only thing I could do is make it a career. You know? So that's why I started.
And that perhaps led you to the school in the UK?
No, it wasn't that. I was apprenticed at the Dr. Kubanjo Studios in Lagos as a photographer. But again, apart from the fact that I read everything I came in contact with story-wise, the library in Yaba, because we lived in Abat Macaulay in Ebutimeta, and then I joined the library there, and then the National Library in Lagos. So I was just reading. So again, I had discovered cinema. I watched every film that came into Lagos, and my favorite cinemas in our neighborhood was Central Cinema, Ebutimeta, you know. But of course, we have Regal, and then we have Odeon.
Okay.
We have Casino, all around the same neighborhood, and you don't have to ride an Okada to go to the cinema. The trek to the cinema was part of the excitement. So it just occurred to me, you know, that I wanted to make films. I wanted to change from, you know, still photography. You see, the idea is, instead of taking a single picture, I wanted to get 25 in a second, which will give you motion. So I was employed later at the Western Nigerian Television as a trainee film cameraman, and that's where I took off. So after 3 years in television, I had become competent. So we used, at that time, remember there's no video, so we used film for news, you drama inserts, documentary, program, anything that will happen outside of the studio, the TV studio itself, the film unit will go and film it. So I was trained under Tunde Kelani, Alaji Lasisi Oriekun, those are my bosses at that time. Until then I came to Lagos and joined Nigerian NBC TV Channel 10 because I could double my salary. At that time, I had decided to go to London Film School. I was saving to go to film school. Because the television, what I did for television for me ended up in this box, which it was different from sitting in the open air cinema, so large, 70 feet by something. And the images were so huge and so impressive. Yeah. And we were in color, it was in color. In television, we were shooting black and white at the beginning. So I said, I just wanted to learn probably to make film. Luckily, I was admitted to London International Film School to do a 2-year diploma in the arts and technique of filmmaking. So that's when I went abroad and then later came back. As soon as I completed my training.
How was the training there? 2 years. What's the experience for you like?
Well, you see, the London Film School prepared us in the sense that we were trained to be sort of a filmmaking machine, in the sense that within the 2 years we had to do 6 films. It's designed to achieve experience in certain areas of filmmaking. When I joined London Film School, it discouraged specialization. I was already established as a film cameraman working for television. But London Film School mixed all of us together, lawyer, musician, writers, designers, all in one program. So you have to learn as much as possible, particularly to use sound effectively in narrative, in making films. So it was tough because I didn't have a scholarship. I saved for the first year and I couldn't rent a house. I was staying in my benefactor's sitting room and I was working as a cleaner, every morning. So before I went to school and all that, but I'm happy that I took the plunge, at that time.
And then in the 70s as well, TK, you served as correspondent for the...
No. That was much later. When I came back, left, I had to work in NTA for about 2 years before I finally left and became independent filmmaker. And after a while, with my partner, Wale Fanu, we shot most of the early Nigerian films on film. Primarily as a cinematographer, I must have, shot about 20 of those early films. And later, we couldn't continue to work in film after the structural adjustment program, which affected the economy. We didn't have the foreign exchange to make films. That's where, somewhere along that time, smart people, market people started to make films on video. So that changed everything, of course. And I started Mainframe Productions, and at that time, my purpose was to make films that would document, and explore our rich heritage. So that's where we started Mainframe and television productions, and I used the technology available then, to make the films that we have today. We can refer to as their reference, today.
I would like you to speak to the experience as a TV correspondent.
I wasn't a TV correspondent.
Okay.
When I started Mainframe Productions, I had a contract.
So I was going to ask, so what was the relationship with the BBC and Reuters?
Yeah, the point is I was contracted,
Okay.
To shoot news material for the BBC World Service. And I think I worked across 4 correspondents. So I was the cameraman attached to the BBC World Service. So anything that came out of Nigeria around a particular time, particularly those days, the tension, those days, Apache time and so on.
Protest and all.
I was active on the field. So I shot materials regularly for the BBC World Service and occasionally for Reuters as well. So that was another side of me entirely. People really didn't know about that.
I also read somewhere that you also covered 1 or 2 elections in the continent. I don't know if.
Oh yes, that was when I was in NTA.
Okay.
Because we found ourselves worked with John Chairman, who later joined Reuters. He was one of the most talented journalists that was in Nigeria. Unfortunately, he passed on. So may his soul rest in peace. We traveled around. We did out of NTA. You couldn't believe it. We covered the drought in Addis Ababa, in Ethiopia. We covered the drought. And then we were involved in Zimbabwe election, pre-election, and particularly post-election. So we did a lot of documentaries outside of Nigeria.
And then, so Tike, in 1991, you established your production company and adapting novels and all of that into play. Walk us through why you had to do that and some of the achievements that you can say. I mean, you've brought to the limelight.
Well, it's not about limelight. At that time I felt to be irresponsible of me actually to have taken the trouble, to go to receive one of the best training you could have in filmmaking at the London Film School. So after a few years, I felt now it's time to go back for the original purpose. When I decided to become to become a filmmaker. So we established Mainframe Productions, and we have a mission statement that we will use everything we have to tell our own stories, and in that process, use our own language, our mother tongue, because I believe an artist will best express him or herself in his own language. The thing is that to explore our original stories, looking into our literature, our history, to do some archiving in that process, to document our experiences and so on. So it was time. And I had some remnants of equipment which I have gathered over time. But there was only one person that backed me. And it was ex-governor Rashid Adewolu Ladoja. Through an experience, we came together and he provided the money on which I could start that part of career of my life. And we have maintained that relationship because he saw and bought into what we started at that time. Yeah. Yes.
And you've gone on to produce and direct several.
I didn't start directing,
plays.
I came from cinematography, but London Film School had prepared me to do that. And when you are working in a low-budget environment, your roles sort of overlap, because your decision-making can be shorter and all that. And in low-budget filmmaking, which I teach today, you have to be prepared to fight, to contribute to the creative assets and everything. So That's what I started to do from that point.
So TK, kindly walk our viewers through the personalities and the many hats that you wear. So who is TK as a filmmaker? Who is TK as a producer? Who is TK as a director? And then who is TK as an actor?
Well, let's leave acting out of it. Clearly, I'm not an actor. You know, if you are making a film, would you cast somebody as ugly as myself?
I will.
No, I'm not a fine boy, so my place is solidly behind.
I mean, it's
camera.
about the storytelling.
The thing is, essentially, I told you, it's about storytelling because I have read so much. I gather information. I'm thrilled by tales and lots of things from other places, not only in my own environment. And I suspect that in hindsight, I went into filmmaking to share my cultural experience. Everybody has different kind of experiences. And when I was young, you know, we saw the Hollywood films that came in, the Indian films, later the Chinese film that came into them. And what it wasn't a surprise to me is filmmaking at that sense is all about cultural diversity. Those people make those films in their own language. Indians, of course, there's no way we didn't understand the language, but there was subtitle. If you are fast enough, you can read and catch up with the story. And definitely, I have benefited from global cinema, Japanese cinema, then South Korean, Chinese, then Hollywood, and then European cinema, everything. So my training prepared me to contribute my own. You know, so it's that's why I started to make films in the first place, I guess. And then I told you, my training had prepared me, you know, that I'm trained not to make excuses, but to make films. So if I conceive any story that came into me, I dig into the story, I want to share with you. And the best thing I can do is to not go around telling, after a while, if you just keep going about, people will say, don't tell me any more stories, it's coming, let's run away. But the idea of making a film, make it accessible to 1 million people, you know, if you do it well. So that was my goal. And in doing it, when you start the process of making a film, a story that you have read, that's in your head, at that point, it's only you. But again, what excites me again about filmmaking is so collaborative. And sooner or later, you're going to involve a writer, a screenwriter, and then find the means of making the film, the cash that you will need, and then the talents that you will need, and then the technical people that will come into it. So something that you started alone, sometimes there's 100 people, you know, around you. I delegate most of those responsibilities, but I started producing because I have to find the money to do it. And then I started directing maybe 20 years after I'd been in the industry. And these are films, the story that are initiated by me, you know, because they are so into the culture and my environment. Some of them are my personal experiences. So it's difficult for me to coach someone to do that. So that's why I end up directing myself. But of course, I'm surrounded by designers, you know, costume people, technical people, cinematographer. Even I engage a cinematographer when I want to work these days, but of course I supervise all of these things. So it's a vision, you see. So, and there's no personality about it. It's the same TK throughout. Because my concept is to give everybody room, you know, to contribute creatively into the process, to, you know, express themselves also through their own, you know, matter what. And as a director, it's not, some people, directors, they imagine that directors of company and so on. No, it's not so. In my own case, it's, creating a channel of communication that allows people to buy into whatever I'm doing. So, and to guide the vision and to listen to them and take creative advice and so on. So I'm not a totality because I work, I always say no one is an expert. You can, so it's beautiful. For me, I couldn't do anything else in my life.
All right, Baba, so you have mentioned the financial part of movie production. I believe it's a huge bird industry. Walk us through just how challenging that is and perhaps other challenges that you have had to meet along the way.
Oh, let me just tell you that, because I'm forever grateful to people who have supported me, starting with my wife, the children, because they are the only people that can tolerate what we do. You are never home. I biologically have 3 children. I was never around when they were born.
All 3 of them?
No, I was not. I've never driven a woman to hospital to give birth or bring the child back. No, but I'm lucky because I'm surrounded by people who understand, who have supported me. I'm eternally grateful to my family, my brother, my sisters especially, and then my wife and the children too, because growing up, we were in the studio at Oshodi, and for the first 10 years, we all lived in one room in the studio.
Wow.
Yes, and we never drove them to school. They went on their own and so on. So without these people, who am I? Without my collaborators, my benefactors, the Kabiyesi Olubadan of Ibadan, Oba Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja, and so many people, I can't name Tunde Adebola, and those people who surrounded me and encouraged me. I've, of course, fallen down many times, but these are people that don't, they just pull me up and encourage me to go on again. They don't blame me, although I've made stupid decisions in my life, but I'm so ever grateful to particularly the Nigerian audience. No, without their support, there couldn't be Nollywood today. So we have never to take that Nigerian audience for granted because they knew when Nollywood gained prominence and everybody in the euphoria and everybody was bragging about we are the second largest filmmaking in the world, and if those people didn't support us, we were finished or done. And they knew that most of the early films were flawed, but they still didn't mind. At that time, they preferred the worst of Nollywood than the best of Hollywood films.
Wow. As
their own, and then they started asking for more. So whereas Nigeria is so special, I don't believe that model has happened anywhere in Africa, but in Nigeria.
I wonder if you think Nigerians still prefer Nollywood over Hollywood as it stands right now?
It's a challenge because we started from the bottom of the ladder, and we must never be arrogant about it. If you make films successfully, it makes you humble. There's no way you could be arrogant because you could have failed. You could have failed. And this time now, you see, there's fierce competition. And if care is not taken, we are beginning to, Nollywood is always in a flux. It's evolving all the time. And see how social media has impacted us. A lot of people are doing short forms. People just do 1 minute TikTok, do that. So it's so exciting, these days, because there are so many avenues of expression, you see, and now it's possible people are making a living just on YouTube alone. Forget the cinema now. There are other platforms that are viable even more viable and immediate and available. You know, so.
I'm glad that you've mentioned TikTok, you've mentioned YouTube, because I was going to ask you, how have you had to embrace that shift from your days and then the introduction of technology?
You see, because the way technology evolves, there's no days. You know what I mean? We started from analog.
Yeah.
And then when something else comes along, I'm always interested. No, certainly. I saw all these things, most of it. I knew where it was coming. And sometimes I predicted, for instance, it was important to me to have the telephone in my single room, which at a point I planned that I won't get married until I have a phone.
Whoa.
You know, so, and you know what it was then? And then finally I got a phone. Once I got a phone...
So did you get it before or after marriage?
Well, marriage for me is blur. It wasn't anything. Anyway, I think I got it before I got married.
Wow.
I got a phone. And I was even a boy scouter of the main house. So the main house will come and take permission to receive calls in my boy scouter. You know. But again, it wasn't long before I realized I needed an answering machine. So I got an answering machine. And then later I wanted a fax machine. I got a fax machine as well. And then personal computers came and I started computing. I was very curious. Because I could type professionally, I did typewriting course after I left secondary school. And what attracted me to computing is they had just this machine that has adopted the keyboard, the typewriter keyboard layout, and then the functions key on top of it and so on. So I was naturally, you know, attracted to it. And I knew finally that's where we're going. Don't want to bore you, tell you all the computers that I had bought before I got into IBM cloned. And then when Atari came, Atari computer, and they took the graphics and sound cards into the Atari, I started to suspect that this is where filmmaking will be going. And finally, I was right, you see. So I was interested in database. I used Scion Organizer just before mobile came. And so, and you imagine now...
So you've always been a lover of tech.
It was important, you know. It was important because that's what filmmaking is about. It is essentially art, but it certainly demands some scientific knowledge, some scientific theory you have to master to take care of your art, you see. So the two just came together, and the journey, conversion from making film with chemical process, celluloid, and then into video. And then it is absurd for anyone who was trained in London Film School to be making film with video. So we tried to appropriate it as much as possible. We used all sorts of techniques to make it look more cinematic.
We'll speak some more about that when we go into your studios. But I'm just wondering, for a man like you, I mean, you've seen a lot in many years that you have seen. When you compare the younger generation and to your growing up,
yes.
I remember the conversation I had with you over the phone some weeks ago, and you mentioned that you have mentors and people that you look up to, people who can call you and correct you,
yes,
and all of that. So when you look at the younger generation and you look at yourself as you were as a young man so many years ago, I wonder perhaps what you think has changed. I wonder perhaps what you think the young people of Nigeria and the continent are missing. What exactly would you describe as the missing link?
First of all, the missing link is they are disconnected from their culture. They have abandoned their culture, their language, and everything, and they are running after the white people. You know, so when you do that, then what kind of story are you going to tell? And I can tell you for free, they are not reading now. No. Most people, young people come into filmmaking and say, what did you read? Have you heard of Nigerian author? They have not. And that worries me a lot. They think when they can manipulate iPhone, that is intelligence. It is not. You're as good as what you want the machine to do for you, and so on. That is what worries me. And as to mentors, I believe people need mentoring. And I don't think that they are not using mentors at all. Of course, you could grow up and become anything you want to be, but what? You know, so that's what worries me a lot. The tech, in fact, some parents are proud that their 5-year-old can manipulate, open their iPad and wipe it, swipe up and down, and so on. They're so proud of them. But I think it should be controlled. And then children should love books. They should read as well, and so on. Otherwise, you know, well, that's the sad part of it, especially the text in our indigenous languages. You know, the next generation are being alienated.
Because I'm going to ask, if we continue on that trajectory, what do you fear
you can become
would have the worst would happen?
No nation, you know, and it's interesting enough, global cinema is about your cultural identity and diversity. And so we have left our intangible heritage, books locked up from all our authors. Take a sample of these young people. They have not read Gina Chebe, Cyprian Equens, Olarotimi, Wale Soyinka, and in our case, the Dio Fagwa. See, the Dio Fagwa books are 5, and there are 3 forests in them. The others are Ireke Onibudo and Adito Olodumare. Any Yoruba child that did not read any of this, I don't know, you have to go back. Fortunately, Professor Wale Soyinka has translated 2 of them. Igbo Olodumare, Forest of God, and then Forest of 1,000 Demons. And somebody has done Adito Olodumare, I think. You know, so even if the English translation that they should do, you know, I think that our storytelling has to return to Africa. You understand? And then some of our films can, you know, take a look at our awareness. You have social, political awareness, you know, apart from laughing and dancing and all these things. You know, but it depends on the storyteller. The thing about the Nigerian space is its diversity. Oh, there are audiences for whatever you do if they buy into your storytelling.
Do you think there's something the government can do?
Government should, you know, just revamp the whole educational system. Because I think the educational system, I suspect, is archaic already. I think the whole world have gone directly, they've changed. But our own seems to be garbage in, garbage out. You understand? People come out of university and become completely de-skilled. Can you imagine? In fact, look at even the success, the sole success of Nollywood. It's hardly traceable to any of our institutions. So that's a problem. I think there's something wrong. And sometimes I'm shocked that they remove history from the syllabus. So you raise the people who have not come across, they've not read anything about their own history, or in some cases they have changed even from the indigenous languages and English. Then how is such education is going to be useful to the country and to the communities? So I think this is a serious overhaul.
We have to go take a look at your studio in just a moment, but
It's not the studio, it's just it's a desk.
Okay, well,
that's where a
desk. It's difficult to call that your desk because
it's a desk.
Because of the contents and what we have.
When I sit at the desk, maybe working, a glance takes me into the history all around this, like 360 degrees. I can look and understand this up to here. We start from here and go around, and this is where we are, sort of.
You tell us more about
a memory jogger.
You tell us more about it very shortly. And Tiki, for someone who is in the creative industry, how do you keep yourself motivated and driven?
Oh, well, I think that's about my own passion. I have the greatest passion for what I'm doing because I'm so grateful to the Almighty. I'm one of the few people who from an early age in life had an idea of what they wanted to do and doing it till now. I'm almost useless at other things, but starting something from an idea and see it grow and come to life. I mean, that's what else could you ask for? So I'm happy, I'm lucky, I'm still on the field. I have projects that I'm planning all the time. So it's, well, as you can see, I'm so happy. In that sense, I feel fulfilled. And I'm grateful to everyone around me who have supported me, my friends. When I was in the secondary school, most of my friends were made around when I was in the secondary school at the Abeokuta Grammar School, and shortly after that, so I'm so grateful to all of them.
If you're not on the field filming and producing and directing, what else do you do for fun?
Generally, just telling stories. Just say, I'm telling stories, and I'm telling you with motion pictures or anything that's connected with motion pictures, So basically, that's what I'm doing. Most of the time, I'm trying to document what is left of our culture, and of our history, because everything that happened around us just was around the turn of this century, and we have not even bothered to do anything about it. What have we done? We have really not touched anything at all. We barely scratched the surface, in all the intangible heritage that Nigeria, we have not even reflected the diversity of everything we have, So in my own case, imagine, born and raised in a place like this, in this Nigeria country that has desert, savanna, rivers, hills, streams, mountains, lagoon, Atlantic Ocean. Can you imagine? We have a large canvas on which we could express ourselves. So, what could I have done? I probably could have been in IT, although I'm not a science student, but I'm pulled by technology. Yeah. So I think I could have been in IT or something like that.
Okay. Tiki, thank you so much for talking to us here on Amazing Africans.
It's a pleasure.
But we cannot leave without taking a look at where you've called it your desk. So let's go check it out and see what exactly the legendary film...
Oh, God.
filmmaker, director, producer, what he has.
Storyteller.
Storyteller.
That's right. Yes. One thing that's so fantastic about this place, unlike Lagos, is when I came here, for instance, look down here.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Nobody.
And then look down here. Anybody?
Just a handful.
Person.
Yeah.
You know, so if you turn that way too, there's nobody.
Yeah.
So
it's calm.
It's calm.
It's away from the noise, the busyness, the
everything,
the struggle, and tussle of Lagos.
Oxygen is free. You know,
sometimes close to nature as well. I can
from my window. Yeah, that's right. From my window, there I have a beautiful sunrise.
Oh wow!
From this place, I mean, it's so. You know, I come into Lagos. When I get to Lagos, I get nervous again.
I can only imagine, and I dream to, have this kind of environments where I can think and be creative.
Yeah. Okay, so, well, I live here. My ideas, everything, everything in gestation period is from here.
Here.
So this is my desk. Normally in this desk, I sit here. When I look at any point, there's something something to jog my memory as to any particular time or place or where everything that's here happened. You know, so come, let me just show you.
And it looks beautiful.
You'll be surprised what you can find. Now, it all started from here. This is the magazine of a 35mm film we were shooting in those early days. See, this is what goes on top of the camera, and if I open the magazine, like that, you see, fine. There's even a piece of film in it.
Oh my word!
You know, so this is what we shot.
Oh my word!
And in the dark room, we will load this. Comes out of here, and it now goes to take off. They take off reel. So somewhere it is here. So when it exposes, it goes here. It's exposed to the camera, and then this is a take-off spool. This will take it up like that. You know, wow. Until the whole thing, after the whole thing, we remove it and turn it into the laboratory for processing.
I wasn't even born when this was used. It looks really strange to me, and I'm sure the younger generation.
This is the first company my friend Wale Fan and I started, Cinecraft.
This was used in the 80s?
Yeah, in the 80s, yes.
Wow.
You know, so anyway, when video came, everybody tried everything. But that is one of our camcorders, the Panasonic F7. And it has a back.
It looks huge. It's massive.
No, you have to carry it. You carry it and see how heavy it is.
Oh my word. And then imagine how sometimes you have to carry this, maybe if you're filming a protest something.
For news.
Or for news.
It's very simple. Before you know it, you have gone like that.
Wow.
And you hook it like this, and you are walking and then around. So you have to develop some muscles, not...
Okay.
Wow.
So... And it's heavy.
Oh, it's all machine, it's steel. And of course, it's tripod, solid. And this is very useful, it's a monopod. That you can shorten it and then quickly grab it, and then you can film something like that. And it's useful. When you're covering news, you can raise it above everybody.
You have a wide shot.
Yeah, everything. Overhead.
And an aerial shot as well. Wow.
No, but that's one of my pictures when I was in London Film School.
Oh, this was you?
Yes. And you can see the RE2C in blimp. And of course, this is showered there. It was after we made the film that the book was published. So we worked in reverse. Wow. And you see, that's what I was telling you about when we started video. What we were doing is, look at this machine here. It's called Red Rock. So Red Rock system. It is still video, but we have Nikon lenses, which we used with it. We will put the Nikon lens here. And it will focus an image on this ground glass here, and it rotates. So we will use the video camera, focus to just take the image on that and record it onto tape. See, you can. This is the whole assembly here. When we are using in Aruba, this is the last scene of Aruba we shot in Idore Hill in Ondo State.
What year was that? Can you remember?
20-something. Certainly before 2012, I think. Now, this is the video camera. As you can see, the video camera stops here. Then the Red Rock 35mm adapter starts here. This one.
Here.
And then the lens is here, and then our matte box is there. And so what we are shooting actually is not video per se. Video is recording the film image that's on the Red Rock.
Wow.
So the quality is totally different.
Wow.
And see, these are the still lenses that we used at that time. This is the 565. I was in the US and I went to the rental house just to get used to it. Nobody could afford it in Nigeria. It's not possible.
At that time?
Even now, because it's so expensive. But anyway, the technology has shifted away from it. And then, of course, this is a Sony 500 or something like that, because the late Dr. Dokwesi, Raymond Dokwesi of AIT, he loaned me the camera to shoot the campus coin. And that's, see, so as you come along, well, these are the filters that we use. And by the way, I missed the cassettes.
DVDs.
Starting from VHS, I think I saw a VHS somewhere there, somewhere around here. Okay. This is what the VHS looked like at that time. And then, of course, before we now went to mini DVs. Remember this?
Yeah.
And then we went to the DV cam. First of all, this is SVHS. We mastered in SVHS sometime. And then the CDs.
Yeah. My generation, we know the CDs.
You know the CDs. Of course. Well, when nonlinear came, hold this. This is a hard drive. I think it's 1 terabyte. And I had this small, no, it's not there. What it is now, what it looks like now, you know, so.
It's way more portable now.
Of course. Tiny,
yes,
to something tiny like this you can hold in your just close your palm. Nobody will know you are holding a 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte disk.
Wow.
You know, so. Well, this is an award. Anila won an award at Pan-African Film Festival in the US. So that's what we got from it. Okay. Okay. No, this is the compare. 1 terabyte and 1 terabyte.
Okay.
You know, this is the SSD card, 1 terabyte now. And this is what it was years ago. You know, so as you move along, well, these are when we're shooting. No, so our video again, we came at, you know, Betacam SP, and then we mastered at Benin. One of our films at Benin was shown in Toronto, so we did a special print. I think they did a special print from England. Well, yes. This is the copy that we showed in Toronto of our Benin.
Wow.
So we go on and on. And remember, this is Anila that we did in 2021, I think. These are filters from our film days. In front of the camera, we have to keep changing the filters for so many effects and so on. And then that is the 35mm. After those, then you have the the brimmed RE 35BL. And when we started video, this is the camera that we used to shoot Shaworide, the popular Shaworide.
Yeah.
And later, the Panasonic, this is the AF100 where we shot Dazzling Mirage with. And all along, these are where we are coming from. Congress Harvest by Professor Oresha Inka and Uncle Francis Ladele in the 70s. One of the early Nigerian films that were shot. And then, of course, this is the famous Shaworide, the drum. It's almost 30 years old now after the film.
30 years?
Yeah, the Shaworide. And those are the theme from the film Shaworide. So, and then finally, as you begin to learn to the present, now you have the Nikon Red ZR, which is one of the wonders, something that I'm really, really interested in and pushing for, because we are going to be, using technology now, small body, low cost, but an amazing tool, can shoot red raw, for the highest quality and everything. So nothing can stop us. This is the Nikon Red ZR, which is one of the latest technology, revolutionary, game-changing technology that's going to happen now in our industry and perhaps all over the world.
Wow. It's been an interesting journey. I mean, from where you
from there,
from
you can imagine.
Oh my word! Have you had to evolve with these changes over the years?
No, it's inevitable, because the challenges we have, especially African filmmakers, is we have to be prepared, to take advantage of any technology that comes around that keeps us in the business. Before when we started, none of us could afford the means of production. But now it's in your pocket, it's on your mobile phone. You can do a lot with your mobile phone. I've made documentaries with my mobile phone, but more importantly, this can give you the opportunity to tell your story. There's nothing else you want that this, all the big cameras, there's nothing that this, what this wonder cannot do. Okay, so basically, this is my desk.
It's difficult to join you, describe this place as your desk, because it looks like a mini museum. It looks like a studio where a lot can happen. Here, there's the background here as well. I imagine that sometimes.
No, it gives me a lot of inspiration. If you sit around this, your head, you can quite imagine a lot and can get a lot done. I remember.
You have an array of awards here as well.
Oh, well, yes. And I remember this was our premiere of Aruba at the Maison in Lagos. And the Oba of Lagos was there, Asiwaju, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Lagos State Governor, almost the whole entire Lagos State cabinet. They were present at this premiere. It was an honor, really.
Wow. Wow. You have.
Now I have to show you. Look at this guy. Can you imagine me? Money gone. Surely. At that time, I had
really handsome.
No, I'm not. I had a sense of dressing from that point. What I'll be doing, what I'll be wearing, all these things.
Incidentally, this what you're putting on is almost trending today.
Yes, because
the jackets.
I decide what I wear, and if you see the material I say, it's all holes.
Wow.
It's like punch hole, and I had this big pendant.
Wow.
Suspended by this chain. It's a bronze medal from when we were doing Black Power. Usually we got it from Oshogo, and if you are running, it's hitting your chest. Sometimes, what the hell is, why am I giving myself what this problem? But anyway, it's been wonderful. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much,
All right,
Baba, for allowing us into your space. We also saw some books around.
Oh, certainly, because most
well.
of my work are adapted from literature, as you can
From
see.
plays, from novels.
This is Wole Soyinka's World. Ake is one of the best of his books. And then there are more other books here, which, of course, I told you about. I did Oleku adaptation, and then this is the Dazzling Mirage, you know, and no, I told you about Ogojo Deninu Gborumale, Dio Fagunwa's World, and Digbo Olodumare. These are Dio Fagunwa's. This is Agbakonile Tete, which is my next project that I'm going to do.
Oh, this? Okay.
Yeah, that one. And of course, you remember Thunderbolt Magu. And then, of course, Shawarode, which is now a classic.
Wow.
And then Bode Osonye, Noble Mise. This is one story I would like to make into a film also.
There's absolutely no stopping for you. I mean,
No, none.
so many projects in the pipeline.
Yes. So that's what I mean, that our young people, the filmmakers, are not reading. And I always felt that this is Ireke Onibudu, by Dio Fagunwa again. And that's what I mean, that how can you be a filmmaker without reading? Where are your stories going to come from? So it's
Some will say AI. Some will say ChatGPT.
yeah,
Gemini.
those are useful because they are technology that, whether you like it or not, you have to learn it.
It's come to stay.
You have to use it. Come to stay. There's nothing you can do about it. If you don't start now, you'll be obsolete in no time at all. You won't get a job anymore.
But do you think AI and tech could be perhaps a threat to creativity?
Well, yes and no. Yes, if you let your culture go. You know, it's all those things are like the heart. Your culture is the blood that's going to pass through the heart to be pumped. So you must never let your culture go. You must never let your mother tongue go. You must never let your history go. You know, you must read your books. If you read your books, maybe you feed into AI, then you use it to analyze, and you know, that's just to help you, your efficiency and your productivity. Yeah. So there's nothing you can do about that. Just like, you see, there was a point in the Nigerian film industry when we had no choice but to use video. Some of my peers who got the kind of training that I got and education refused to touch video. Till today, they lost out. But I will pick up anything to continue to tell my story. So the only thing I just needed to do is to look at it, study it, and find how I can, you know, appropriate it. How can add to the quality of it? How can find the properties of this new thing and then use it artistically in my storytelling. So basically, that's what we have to do. We have no choice.
No wonder you're such a fantastic, fantastic storyteller over the years.
Right.
And
yes.
We must thank you. Thank you for your journey. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for everything you do for the creative space. Thank you for everything you do in the entertainment industry, because
yes,
because of people like you, we still have something to hold on to or to look back on. I mean, I'm really fascinated to have witnessed all of this today. I mean, I've been exposed to some of the devices that I've always just maybe read, but I've had to see it and touch and feel it right here.
Yeah.
In your space. You call it desk, but for me, I think it's a mini museum. It's a library. It's a studio.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Thank you so
and
much.
All I will say is I thank Nigeria.
at the Palace of the Olubado. It's an evening of meaningful cinema, cultural celebration, and warm camaraderie as TK connects revered custodians of traditions, scholars and professors, and a long list of high-profile personalities for this special screening of Cordelia. The bold new film is a gripping tale of power, betrayal, and the heavy price of silence that will leave one questioning virtually everything. This poignant film is adapted from Professor Femi Osofison's powerful novella with the same title, and the writer is impressed with TK's adaptation.
I hope you will all agree that you've done a very good work on it. Kabiyesi, we thank you very much for this opportunity, and we thank all the eminent people of Ibadan.
After the screening, we catch up with the Olubado, who heaps more commendation on TK.
TK has brought out a lot of men. The depth is not what is felt in many Nigerian movies. So I'm really very happy that I invested in TK. Not because there is a big money, but it gives us an opportunity of new talent is resided in TK.
Tunde Kelani's journey from the streets of Abeokuta to the forefronts of the Nigerian cinema reminds us that the roots of great storytelling often begin at home, where culture and memory intertwine. His films carry the heartbeats of Abeokuta, its language, its humor, and its soul, preserving the city's legacy for generations to come. Well, storytelling is a powerful tool for change, and for the legendary filmmaker, producer and director Tunde Kelani, TK is hoping that his movies and films will continue to spark conversations around preserving our culture and inspiring Africans to tell their own story. Well, TK's journey does it for us on this episode of the program, but you can keep the conversation going across our Channel CV socials. I am Kelly Egiga, and I'll see you again next time. Bye now.